Hey, welcome to another video here in Gardening Little by Little. My name is Janet, and today I'm very happy because we are able to finally work on this little corner of the garden here by the pond. So we had an irrigation here that was just not going towards anywhere no more because we don't have grass here no more, and it was just shooting the barrel. It was not really watering anything around it, so I just decided to cap it off and create a garden bed here. Here in Florida, we have rain, we have drought, but we also have enough moisture that we don't really have to be watering the plants that much, especially if they're here in the shade than when they are in the sun. So these plants here, they do very well because they're in the shade. So my plan for this little garden bed that I'm going to be working on today is going to be my Fatsia Japonica. And my Fatsia Japonica is one of my favorite plants, and unfortunately it does not do well in the full sun, so it needs partial shade. So I'm going to put it right here in between my Japanese maple and my tree olive. Beautiful tree. So I don't know if you can see it from there, but this is my Fatsia Japonica shrub. And it grows up to 16 feet tall if you let it. But my plan, or my goal for this plant, is to have it here in this 4x3 section. So it's not a really big section, but it's going to be a comfortable area for this Fatsia Japonica plant. And my goal is to just keep it here. If anything, I'll just probably let it get up to here, and then cut it back. You could always cut it back to keep it compacted. So that's the good thing about this plant, that you could keep it compacted. It blooms late fall, early winter, and it gives these beautiful little cluster alien looking flowers. So I think it's a pretty cool, unique plant. And one of my favorite YouTubers, Jim Putnam, always talks about this plant. And in the spring also, it gives some blackberries, but they're not edible. They're just for show, for maybe for the birds. But it's a beautiful plant, and I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna plant some hostas and some beautiful geraniums that bloom white around this area. And then I do have some mulch on hand, and I'm gonna put the mulch. It's gonna be a button-up project. Hopefully it looks beautiful, and I hope you guys enjoy this video of me finally making this bed a more enjoyable area to walk through here in the garden. And you know, to come see the fishes, we get to come see this beautiful specimen of plants that we have here, because obviously all these plants are my favorites and I really love them. And I'm so glad that this one is able to be in the ground. As you can see here, I already tried testing it to be in the sun, and it gave me some burnt leaves and some yellowing. So it really does not like the full sun. But over here it's a morning shade garden. Perfect time to come and garden here in Florida. You don't want to come here in the afternoon when it's really hot. But this area is protected by the tree here. We have a beautiful trident tree here, and it gets protected by the tree. So this is the area we're going to be working on. I'm going to do a lot of weeding. And this is a lemongrass, but I'm going to remove it from there and see if I could put it in a small pot, see if it comes back for me. It was coming back nicely, but then we had the construction with the walkway here, so they kind of stepped on and trumped on. So poor little plant is a little, you know, hurt. So I'm gonna move my pergola from there. I'm gonna weed this Japanese maple tree area. We did work on this area earlier this spring, and look at those weeds. Those pesky little weeds, they grow so fast. But I'm gonna add some mulch in it, see if that will keep them from coming back. And I have this beautiful plant here. I'm gonna write the name. I don't remember the name, but it's a tricolor philodendron. and it's a beautiful plant. I'm gonna put it in the ground because plants usually do better when they're in the ground than in the pots. And it loves the shade. I tried putting it in the sun, did not like the sun. I had two pots. One did not made it over the winter, but this one I could divide it and make three plants over here. Oh, I think that's a good idea. Make a little trio of plants here around the geranium. So anyways, I have some beautiful tricolor philodendron, I think it is, and then some hostas, and then I have another hosta there. This is a turmeric, but I'm not gonna plant that in the ground. Look at this. This is an oregano, and it's actually blooming for me here. It came from me from last year. So it's a beautiful plant. It smells just like the herbs that we add to the soups and the stews. And I think this one is edible, yes. But it has this beautiful blooms. Look at these. This is the first time I see it blooming. So this is our second year with this because it came back from the winter. It did very well. I mean, I didn't touch it and do anything to it. I didn't even add fertilizer, and it's doing so well. This is a ginger that I'll probably move from here. And then this is a guava bonsai tree. So I'm gonna move it from here. But I'm gonna find their little homes somewhere and then keep them there. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start working on this area. Oh, this is an avocado plant. Look at that trunk. Oh, it's such a happy plant. We had it here last year and brought it to the garage for the winter and then brought it back out, and it has grown so much. Look at all the light green colors, all the new growth, and it's such a happy plant. We put it in a bigger pot, as you can see here. We added good fertilizer, good soil, and mulched it on top, and it's such a happy plant. But I think it needs other plants to be able to produce fruit, because just one plant is not enough. It needs a lot of pollination and stuff. But it's a beautiful specimen of a plant to have in the garden here, and it's in a shade garden as well. It does not get afternoon sun, which is the worst part of the day, scorching sun. So it's protected from that sun here in the shade garden. And then I'm gonna move my Chinese viburnum here. Well, maybe it won't be on the way. Yeah, I'll probably leave it here. It's not in the way. But yeah, my little Chinese viburnum shrub looking all wacky here, growing here and there, but it's not. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this branch. Like, what are you doing, branch? What are you doing? Anyways, I just love the color and the foliage here. And then I guess it blooms early summer because it already finished blooming. All right, so let's get started before we get a little more hot sun here. Whew. Man, that was one pesky plant. Oh, goodness gracious. Trying to get them by the roots so they can break it. I'm able to unearth the mushrooms that we had inside this liope grass. There's a spider over there, but I'm not gonna go all the way over there. I'm just gonna weed around this area. Hopefully there's no snakes. See any more grasses besides this one? Ugh, I got another one. These are so cute. I got these in Michael's when they were on clearance for like 75 to 80% off. So I probably got them like $1. So there's a spider web here and she's huge and I'm not gonna mess with her. So I'm just gonna put what I can here. All right, that's as far as I'm going, right here. I'm just gonna continue from here to over here, because there's a spider right here. And then, well, little by little, try not to do a lot. I'm gonna finish my biotone. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and plant my plant. See how she does. Hopefully there's no spiders in here. Ooh, baby. Perfect. That's a perfect hole for that too. Oh my gosh. Perfect, perfect. Ah, she looks pretty. Look at those colors. She looks so good. I'm so happy. She's looking good in there. So maybe this hosta could be cute here with those colors. And the other little hosta here. And then I was planning to put the geraniums here. They bloom white flowers, so it's gonna be a cute little pop of white color here in between the hostas. So yeah, very simple things that I already had in hand. It's not gonna look like a lot right now because obviously these are new baby plants that I propagated and I, saved. And so let's go ahead and plant these babies because I'm getting all sweaty, and if you see me all dirty and sweaty, I apologize. That's the life here gardening in Florida. You get so messy and so dirty from sweat. Drenched of sweats. Let's see if I could dig this while on my knees so I don't have to go up and down. It's a good exercise as well, as you can see. I don't need a big hole for the hosta because, like I said, I just propagated it this year, so it probably doesn't have a lot of roots right now. So we're gonna give it some food for the summer, and hopefully there's no bugs in there with it as I take it out. Oh, there you go, see? Not a lot of roots. Put some of that dirt in there. And this plant is gonna get so huge, you guys. It's gonna get so huge. This plant is the one that I have here in the barrel inside my pond. And I'll show you a little clip as I'm doing this right now. And that plant was a tiny little plug from this one. And look how big it is now. That thing is huge. And then this is another propagation. I'm gonna put it here. Planted 1, 2, and 3. And hopefully they give good color here. As you can see, I was gonna plant them over there, but they just fell down. But I do want to put a hosta there, and I have a big hosta that I could easily divide. So come along as we go get this hosta. Okay, I think this foliage of this hosta will do very nicely next to the tea olive tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and divide this hosta. And just like that, my friends, we have a free plant. Now this plant is right next to the irrigation, so if it gets upset, it's gonna be okay because it's gonna get plenty of water as it grows new foliage. But just like that, we're gonna take this hosta to the other side. I'm able to close back the hole. Let's go. So back to the hole here. I'm able to get the hosta and put it in the hole here, right where we were planning to put the other stuff. Just like that. All right, you guys. Now we're gonna go ahead and start mulching. This area is starting to look so much nicer. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It went from a mess of pots to actually plants being planted on the ground. And it looks so much better. And it's stuff that loves the shade and gets protected from the afternoon scorching sun, as you can see. But look at this hosta. The colors on this one definitely do better than just a regular green hosta, because we have this hosta, we have the regular hosta here, and then we have the hosta here. So different colors, different shades, different sizes hostas. And this beautiful chartreuse green Fatsia Japonica plant is gonna be the show in this garden bed, that's for sure. And as I get free plants or plants from the clearance, I could pack it up more. But these plants I already had in hand, and I get to be creative with the stuff that I already have. So that makes me very happy. Let's go ahead and start mulching them, and then I'm gonna pass the blower, start tidying up this area. As I was staring at this area, I decided to make a little cuts of the plants here, so that way it could look a little nicer. All right, we did it. All right, you guys, we finally did it. Yeah, so here's the garden. Here's the area that we worked on, and it's looking so good, you guys. What a satisfaction to have this area nice and clean and enjoyable as we come and feed the koi here. I do have my little seat here, so sometimes I come and sit underneath the tree when I'm out here working in the garden, and I just taking it. I just take in everything that I do here in the garden, and I take breaks. As you can see, my water bottle there. I take breaks. I sit down and enjoy the garden. I start working it, and it's so beautiful to be out here, and I hope I inspire you in starting your garden or getting out there and do some gardening, some weeding, some trimming, some raking, something to be out there in the garden, because as summer approaches, it's best to come in the mornings than in the afternoons, or unless you have a nice shady area like right now. Oh, you could feel or see the breeze, beautiful breeze. um, this area really inspires me to be more like a Japanese garden as well. As you can see, my pergola there, and then the Fatsia Japonica. And this is so beautiful. I love my Japanese maple tree. I really hope I could keep this for many, many years as it comes. As you can see, the new growth is up here. So beautiful, red little foliage. And then I was able to unearth the mushrooms, and they look much more colorful and beautiful by the stepping stones than inside the liope grass. But I'm so happy I wasn't able to see any snakes, and if there was any snakes in there, I'm pretty sure they slither away somewhere. But yeah, last time we saw a little snake going inside the grass here, so I guess I was a little PTSD right there, because a few times I jumped thinking that that was a snake, but it was not. I really hope my geraniums here do very, very well. And then the hostas, those are very, very hardy plants. So if you don't have any hostas, get some hostas. They fill up the area in no time. I know these ones are gonna get nice and big as soon as they start rooting in. I hope those little tricolor or multicolor plants there do very well. To add some color and foliage here, that will be very nice. And then I don't have to go buy any more plants, because hopefully if those take, then this area will fill up in no time. Oh, you can see the sun coming up. You see the shadow of the plants. The ground is already drying, and I just watered the plants, you guys. And look at this hosta right here. Perfect spot for this hosta. I love it. It adds color, and it adds something big instantly in the ground. So that's pretty awesome. I'm so glad that they are so easy to propagate as well. Here's the after. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you like and subscribe to support my gardening hobbies that I have going on here. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. So I do have 2 dogs, and I do not want them to destroy the work that I put into this garden here. So this is just a boundary for my dogs, so that way they could keep away from the hard work that I did here. Until the plants take off, then I'll be able to take the fence off. But for now, I'm gonna put the fence on, so that way when they come out here and I'm not out here watching them, they know that they're not supposed to go with the fences. So this is just for the meantime. So my dogs won't go in there and trample on the plants that I just planted. And this is just gonna be temporary. It's not gonna stay here until the plants are big enough to sustain themselves. I'll take it out. This one's gonna be fine, because they do actually leave my plants alone. Yeah, which is good. I'm very happy that they leave the plants alone. They don't eat plants. They don't dig out plants. They only mess the plants if they see a lizard, and there's a 99.9% chance that every time they come out here, they're chasing a lizard. So in case they see a lizard around here, they know not to go inside this fence. Okay, this is the final one. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.